Hello everyone, I'm TX1for1 and welcome to episode 2 of my Cobra Corsair commentary series. Today I'm hopefully just going to have to bring out the Vought F4U-1a Corsair. To give you a little bit of history as I'm climbing up to a suitable altitude of about 3,000 metres. The Vought Corsair predominantly served in the Pacific Theatre of World War II as part of the United States Navy, Armed Air Force. The plane had a good number of characteristics. Sorry, I've got a bit of a bug in my throat. The plane had some significantly good characteristics, including high durability, a very good dive speeds, and also very good speed on flat altitude runs. The version we're using is the rank 7 one in War Thunder. The 1A has a weaker engine than the most predominant version of World War II, the 1D, so it means that it does suffer a little bit in the engine department and cannot always catch its foe, yet it's still good nonetheless. Plus, the 650 caliber machine guns mean that if I get a fighter in my sights, we can rip it to pieces hopefully very quickly. Now, my gun convergence set to 500 metres because I predominantly go for bombers, as you know from the first video, to begin with. Plus, I would assume that the energy of this fighter can be used for boom and zoom tactics, and 500 metre convergence is the most ideal, in my opinion. I've noticed already from looking at the stat sheet previously, there are very few enemy bombers in this game, and so my aim will be to actually keep a high altitude, and to note that this is a domination map, the Stalingrad snow version, so I'll keep at a high altitude and just dive over the sea airfield when appropriate. You usually get large daisy chains and dogfights happening overseas, so it's very unlikely that people actually climb to meet me up here. For those of you wondering where have I been for the last week and a half, I decided to take a week and a half off just to give myself a break and have a small private holiday with some family. Absolutely wonderful time. I'm not going to disclose where exactly because this and my personal life are two separate items. And we're just going to go back to the commentary now. Now you may notice I just did this quick dive. The reason being, I didn't want to come onto this Cobra down here too quickly in case he decided to point his nose up and use his 37mm cannon. The armour on this plane can deflect some shots, but not 37mm cannon shells. Going for the bow fighter, I'm turning off my engine so I do not overshoot too fast. And getting ready to do my first burst. Turn the engine back on. The enemy gunner is dead. And we got a crit off. Now flying away, and to note that I've got someone chasing me. Oh well, it was that P-39. Yeah, you can see from the very good dive speed of this fighter that I managed to get away nicely. And that bow fighter is gradually getting lower and lower. It may just be to keep low to avoid our fighters, or it might be to chase me. But hopefully, oh yes, he went into the ground as I expected. So, getting my altitude back with a speed of 500 kilometers an hour. Obviously it'll bleed off, but it just shows the good energy retention of this plane after a good dive. We're going to get our altitude back and rinse and repeat. This may be tedious, and it does get on my nerves sometimes, yet it can lead to some very nice kills and quite a satisfying game in the end. To note, these commentaries will not always just involve one plane. I might have to switch planes, just depends on how things go. It's just a point I'm making that I do not just cherry pick my games, unlike in the fighter playlist which I have on YouTube. Those are just ace in a day gameplays. I have a forum thread for that, and that's where I just get games where I don't die. They can be of any fighter in general, and they're just some games I've been quite proud of in the past. I've got a new one coming up soon, and it's one in, funnily enough, a P-39Q Cobra. Anyway, back to the game I'm playing. Notice that Mitchell over there, but he'll do very little to harass our airfield. But this G50 is quite noticeably going for our airfield, and probably for a landing. While my teammates might try and catch him in time, which they are, I'm just going to keep my eye on this G50 as he's turned around, perhaps to bleed off some speed, or perhaps just to entice everyone into the fight. Also notice the number of fighters on my team going for him, and so I'm going to avoid getting ripped to pieces by my own gunfire and go for this Mitchell. Turning the engine off. I'm going to do a quick burst. And fingers crossed, there goes an engine. But I just took a massive hit off the back gunner. and I will have to land at some point here. Another gunner down, and I managed to cause him to crash into the airfield. And that G50 has been eliminated, although my engine has had better days. Sorry, seen better days. So I'm going to go land while the game's young and not many enemy fighters are over this way. Just using the rudder to bring the plane down nicely on the airfield, along with the elevator. Just making sure I do not bring it in awkwardly. Raise the tail, raise the nose, and down we go. Trying to be a bit more confident in my commentaries, because upon watching my first one I noticed how nervous I was. Still, comes with experience, as they say, and fingers crossed my teammates will keep the enemy busy and I can reload my guns in the airfield. It's looking good so far. It's only a 20-second repair. The only plane I'm slightly worried about would be this Heinkel 112 here, although he's pretty far away, and it would seem he's going for that B-25 Mitchell on R2. 2 seconds to go. Let's get ready and back into the fight. Here we go. Engine up. And that enemy fighter has still not reached the airfield, so I can take my time rather than panic and try and web my way off the airfield. He probably will try and come and get me. To note that I manually do my landing gear now rather than have the game do it on the instructor, because I've turned all the instructor controls off. They are getting on my nerves quite a bit and were ruining the game for myself. It meant that I couldn't do any sort of stall manoeuvres up high, and now I'm going to go for this Heinkel 112. Just got to be careful. It's only a V with the 2 machine guns, but he could still be a pickle. Significantly, I've noticed he actually tried to fly over me. I'm not quite sure why. I thought he was coming directly at me. Well, I got lucky. Fingers crossed I can get him. Though it would seem as though our teammates might get him instead. Try and use my dive speed to my advantage. There we go, I got him in one go. So 3 kills, and 1 landing later, and we're doing well. There's a BF-109 ML3 up there. Not too much of a worry at the moment. It's a good energy fighter. Yeah, just got to take deep breaths and hope that he doesn't pick me and that I can get him on the run. The thing with Airfield Domination is it's pretty much a bit of a lottery game, because nobody really wants to capture the airfield unless they want to die. Crazy, I know, but I'm just doing my best to protect our own airfields and also just to thin out the enemy fighters. I'm noting that there's an enemy MiG here that's broken off from the main group. Star Wars reference. Yep, he's got quite a few of our guys also chasing him. So there's no point trying to get him. Too many cooks spoil the broth. However, there is an SU-2 here, and he should make for a nice kill. Well, got the crit. Gonna go for that BF-109 as well. No cigar. Let's get away. We'll get the assist either way, hopefully. And I've just seen a Wellington up high. Letting go of the whip. And checking our tail. It's worth noting that this Wellington does have some pursuers, and he's not really a threat. Although that G50 I've just seen is heading towards our airfield, and I need to be a little bit smart and cut him off on the way in. We've got the assist on that SU-2 as intended. We're just making our way over towards the G50. Just a question for the day. Do you guys prefer Airfield Domination or ground strike maps? I know there's quite a bit of polarity in the community of War Thunder about which one's better. So if it's my view, Airfield Domination leads to some good dogfights. There we go. That's 4 kills, and fingers crossed my teammates can get C or at least cause it to be neutral. I'd rather not have to dive in myself. And by the looks of things our guys are on it, although the enemy tanks are stopping us from capturing it. So let's see if we can make it a quick ace before the game ends. The Axe 7's just been taken out. And the Hurricane's still coming in towards the fray. Although there is an AR2 coming over. To note, most of the enemy team have left, which would indicate they've probably run out of fighters. And we just captured all 3 airfields. So I'm going to take this AR2 out in order to ensure that we keep all the airfields. Just descending and watching my back for my own teammates. Got a couple coming over, so we might just get the assist. We'll see what happens. I'm also getting a nice lead on him, so that when he does go for the landing, I can keep hitting him and hitting him and hitting him with the machine guns. Here we go. Always lead the aim in reticule because of lag, and we got the pilot straight away. So we can be happy. We can turn back towards C once again. We're on an ace. We're halfway up the scoreboard, so things are going nicely for us. You do not always have to be at the top to have a good game. It helps. Well, I say it helps, but that's usually when you've lost every plane on your roster. So looking around, I can't see any enemy fighters, so the game must be over very shortly by looks of things. And my goodness, that airfield is cratered. Ah, look at all the little tanks trying to dodge it. Well, it's over, and all the enemy fighters are dead. That was a good game. Just take a quick drink. It's this absolute sweatshop in my room. Flipping 28 degrees in here, probably why the fan's working so hard and you can hear it in the background. So, what can we take away from that game? Well, firstly, looking at what we've personally achieved on my results, we got 5 kills, we got 1 assist, 1 landing and 1 takeoff. We did pretty well on that, I reckon. With just over 10,000 XP and just shy of 14,000 credits, shows that you do not need to be at the top of the roster to get a good amount of XP and credits per game. Looking at the player statistics, we've come in the middle ground, 6th in our team. Yep, for an Airfield Domination and to be able to walk away from it without dying, okay, getting shot down, we're doing very nicely. And really, I've had a lot of fun, and I hope you guys have too watching this video. So, if you'd like to, why not leave a comment, leave a like, or subscribe for more of this commentary series. Until then, I'm out for now. It's been TX1for1, it's been a great game, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time.